A former Anambra governor, Peter Obi, has picked the presidential ticket of the Labour Party. This comes after another presidential aspirant on the platform of the party, Professor Pat Utomi, endorsed Obi, who only joined the party last week. Utomi, a renowned professor of political economy, had stepped down and endorsed Obi on Monday at the venue of the party's presidential primaries in Delta. Sahara reporters, however, learned that Utomi was instrumental in Obi joining the Labour Party from the PDP. Professor Utomi brought Peter Obi to Labour Party in the first place, and he has now endorsed him, a source had told Sahara reporters on Monday. The venue of the primary holding today, Monday, is Orchid Hotels GRA Asaba, the state capital. The third force movement under the umbrella of the National Consultative Front, NC Front, had on Sunday called on more leaders of conscience in the country to quickly join the Labour Party, following its adoption by the third force movement as the alternative big tent for the 2023 election. The third force movement was initiated to create a strong platform to challenge the All Progressive Congress APC and the People's Democratic Party PDP, both of which have had opportunities to lead Nigeria and failed. A statement signed by Ms. Bilikis Bello, the Communications Executive National of the NC Front, disclosed this on Sunday. Obi left the People's Democratic Party PDP last week, blaming recent developments in the party for his defection. Obi, in a letter dated May 25, 2022, entitled Resignation from the People's Democratic Party PDP and Withdraw from the Presidential Contest, resigned from the PDP and withdrew from the presidential contest. Sahara reporters had exclusively reported that Obi was dumping the PDP for the Labour Party. The newspaper had also earlier reported that Obi was planning to dump the opposition party. The PDP had fixed May 28 and May 29 for its presidential primary. A source close to Obi had said the former governor was leaving the PDP for the Labour Party. He's leaving for the Labour Party, the source had told Sahara reporters. As earlier reported by Sahara reporters, the source had said Obi was under pressure to dump the PDP and pursue his presidential bid in another political party. Obi's letter addressed to the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party PDP, Iyorchia Ayu, said, "I'm writing to intimate you of my resignation from the People's Democratic Party, which was conveyed to the chairman of Angulu Ward 2, Aniocha Local Government, Anambra, effective Friday, 20th May 2022. Consequently, and by this letter informing you of my withdrawal for the PDP presidential primaries. It has been a great honor to contribute to nation-building efforts through our party. Unfortunately, recent developments within our party make it practically impossible to continue participating and making such constructive contributions. Our national challenges are deep-seated and require that we each make profound sacrifices toward rescuing our country. My commitment to rescuing Nigeria remains firm, even if the route differs. I wish to thank you personally for your gracious and leadership. I wish you well and best of luck in the service of the country." Obi was a running mate to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar in the 2019 presidential election. Both of them will now face off at the presidential election in 2023 as Atiku on Saturday emerged the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party. This one is game on, game on. We got a report when Peter Obi left the People's Democratic Party. It came as a shocker, and even him leaving the party, we saw the sort of war of words that he brought between himself and Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike. I believe at that point Nyesom Wike felt that Peter Obi did not do well, but even Nyesom Wike got a shocker how he was even betrayed during the primaries, how the northern governors ganged up against him, and he was left in total shock. We know up to now he has not even made any comment. He has not congratulated Atiku Abubakar, but at the moment we got report that they are currently in a meeting, so maybe they are going to be saying who gets what next, or even the running mate. They are currently shopping for running mates. But anyway, Peter Obi left the party, and everyone thought that that would be the end of his career or the end of his presidential ambition. But we're just getting this breaking news that Peter Obi has emerged as the Labour Party's presidential candidate. This happened after Pat Utomi endorsed him and also stepped down for him. You know, this is the third force. They've been talking about the third force, the third force, which is also the NC Front, the National Consultative Front. They have been talking about taking over power from APC and PDP. To them, they feel like APC and PDP, they are not different at all. These two parties have both ruled the country. They've both led the country, but both of them have failed. APC can be blaming PDP. PDP can be blaming APC. But if we look at these parties, they are filled with politicians who have moved from one end to another. Atiku Abubakar, who is winning the presidential ticket of PDP today, he was once in APC. Being in APC, turnout, he came back. They've gone back and forth, back and forth. And you see that at the end of the day, they are the same. It's just the title that is changing. They are just changing title and changing camp. I'm no more in this camp, but they are still filled with the same persons. And the surprising thing is that sometimes some of these politicians that move is just for their personal ambition. It's not like they are really, really pained that things are not working or things are not happening. With Peter Obi's one, it's quite understandable because him leaving PDP, he did not go to APC because he knows that he's spoken about against APC in the past. If he had gone to APC, then we'll begin to question him seriously. But he didn't go there. You know, that was why he didn't get a lot of backlash. He didn't go to APC. He went to PDP. I beg your pardon. He went to the Labour Party. Both APC and PDP, they are the same 10 pence and 10. Anyways, Peter Obi has emerged, and Peter Obi used to be, he was the running mate, the flag bearer of Atiku Abubakar in the 2019 election that they both lost. Right now, they are going to be facing each other in the 2023 general election. I don't know if he's going to come out to the winner, but of course, if he gets support, if he gets the required support, and if the Southerners, because the South have been demanding that presidency comes to the South, if they're ready to work together and support their own, because we saw how everything played out on Saturday, how everything played out, the South, the North, they are working together as one. They are united, but it's the South that don't work together. They don't work as one, and at the end of the day, they start crying, they start weeping. This is another opportunity. Peter Obi has emerged as the flag bearer of the Labour Party for the 2023 presidential election. Anyway, guys, let's hear your own thoughts down below. If you feel Peter Obi stands any chance to beat Atiku Abubakar, we're not even talking about who the APC presidential candidate will be. Whoever emerges as the APC presidential candidate, we'll see how all of this plays out. But let us know what you think. Thank you once again for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe till I come your way again on more updates. Bye.